everyone, we are about to start. Thank you for being so patient. I bet you didn't know you were coming to such a production here. I see a lot of new faces, actually all new faces. So who here is familiar with Tampa Bay Career Trendsetters or TV Career Trendsetters? Sounds like nobody, which is great. That means new people are coming. So we'll get going soon. Just a few housekeeping announcements. So this is a little bit of a different event. As you can see, all the production going on. Who here has been to a talk show before? All right, great. Well, this is a minor production talk show. What we do, and I'll talk to you then in a minute. First, I want to call out, give some kudos and thanks to our supporters. The Attic and Rosa for sponsoring us, as she always does. This is our 5th event here, and always appreciate great foods, great drink here. And then, of course, the video crew, Noah Matthews and his video production team. They're volunteering their services to, TV Career Trendsetters. So I want to give a thank you to Noah. And a little bit before I introduce our main feature that you all came to see tonight, a couple things. So TV Career Trendsetters, it started out as a meetup group last summer, and it's kind of just transitioned into being a community and a platform for showcasing people that are in career, setting trends in careers. Entrepreneurs, small businesses that are choosing different paths for careers that is not mainstream, and want to give them a play. Me being an entrepreneur myself, wanted to showcase and give an opportunity to make awareness to the public of what they do. And then also my background is in HR, so one of the things is I want to create this platform for education for job seekers, career seekers who, they don't want to go to work for the big Fortune 500 companies. They want to do something creative and innovative. And so wanted to show them that there's, opportunities in the small business community, the entrepreneur community, to go out and do some different things and career trend setting things. Besides, so we put on these shows once a month, and we're actually going to be growing. We're going to be doing some HR training, and that'll be soon to come. So our show last year was all just shows where we interview folks about different subject matter expertise that they have. Now we're going to add some new wrinkles now that we've got the group going. So look out for that. So on social media, feel free to join us, TV Career Trendsetters on Facebook, and then on Twitter, I can give you the exact Twitter handle, TV Career Trends. Steve Rosen at TV Career Trends. And then it's Tampa Bay Career Trendsetters on Facebook. There will be announcements. There's going to be education pieces and everything. So, all right, that's enough. Let's jump into the festivities. So, I want to introduce our featured speaker tonight that I'm going to be interviewing. And how this goes is, so this isn't my show. This isn't Niajae's show. This is a show for you guys. So, you guys took your time on a Monday evening to fight the traffic. So I really want you guys to be asking a lot of the questions along with me. This lady, she loves talking sales funnels and that. So anyway, so that's how. So I'll start off with some questions, and then I'll throw it out to you guys, and we'll go from there. It'll be fun and educational. So to get started, so this lady here. She's basically a visionary. She started many businesses. She's had a brick and mortar business, and now has gone on to run some remote businesses, really being a consultant in sales funnels. And that's what we want to, I think anybody that's got a small business, are looking, sales is what they want to do. So anyway, everybody help me in welcoming Niajae Wallace. So let's get started. So I think the basic question we all want to know, what is a sales funnel?
So there's a huge misconception about what a sales funnel is, and the best way that I like to break it down is the difference between a sales funnel and a website is a sales funnel has a call to action. So a regular website, people go to it, poke around, and then they leave, and you never know that they're there. But with a sales funnel, there's a specific call to action that takes the client on a journey. So you control the journey that they go to. So with a regular website, you have like your About Us, Contact Us, services, and they poke around. But with a sales funnel, there's a landing page that says, click here, do this, now, enroll here, download here. And so you take them on a specific journey. So there's no question about what it is they need to do when they get to your landing page.
All right, good. So, that said, so what is it now, a digital sales funnel? Is that different?
No.
No? It's the same thing?
It's the same thing.
Just different terminology?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you had mentioned ClickFunnels. And is that all part of the sales funnel?
So ClickFunnels is a platform that allows you to build sales funnels, online courses. It's a CRM. So ClickFunnels is actually the platform, and I think some people confuse the word sales funnel and ClickFunnels because they're like, well, what is a ClickFunnels? ClickFunnels is a platform. Just like GoDaddy, Lead Pages, like it's a platform that allows you to build sales funnels.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump back a little bit, and I'm jumping around a little bit, but I want to find out a little bit more about your background and what you've done. So I know you've had brick and mortar businesses. So can you tell what businesses did you run?
So I had a dance and aerial studio for 5 years, and the first year that I had the business, it was amazing. I'm like, I'm getting paid to do what I love to do. This is awesome. And then reality kicked in, and I started becoming really busy because I was the only studio in the city that offered aerials. So if anyone wanted to try aerials, they had to come to me. So I was fortunate. It kind of was a blessing and a curse, but I was fortunate enough to have the business grow rapidly within a year. And so not having systems, I wind up trying to wear all of the hats, and I got really burnt out. So year 2, I'm like, this is exhausting, I wasn't ready. And so I'm like, okay, I have to figure out like how to, okay, let me back up. So I read a book, and this is a really good book. I highly recommend it to anyone. It was by Robert Kiyosaki, who's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But the book that I read that completely changed my life was Choose to Be Rich. And so if you're familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about the cash flow quadrant. And he says that if you cannot walk away from your business for 3 months and your business operate without you, you don't own a business, you own a job. And so I read this book, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't own a business, I own a job. Like, I'm like, how do I get it to where it's a business that's operating like a well-oiled machine without me trying to do everything? So year 2 is when I really studied systems, and I really studied like the process of having a legitimate business versus just trying to do everything yourself. And so year 3, I got it really solid. And year 4 and 5, I basically like 4 times the revenue, and I wind up selling it year 5. And the reason why I sold it is because I realized what I valued most was time and location freedom. I didn't want to be tied to a physical business. So I sold it, I moved to Florida, and then I became fully remote. So I work from my laptop, so I can work anywhere in the world. I can travel, and as long as I have Wi-Fi, I can work and still make money.
Good points. Yeah, we're really becoming a remote world. I mean, so there have these, I mean, those are some of the great things about, but what were some of the biggest adjustments that you had to make in going from a brick and mortar where you were seeing customers to being completely remote? I mean, there had to be some adjustments, some hurdles, some difficulties. What were?
I think the biggest thing that I had to learn was how to delegate. So a lot of times there's a mindset of if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. But as a business owner, you have to know how to delegate. You have to know how to outsource. One thing I like to say is outsource minimum wage activities. So if it's something that you can pay someone $10 an hour to do, you shouldn't be doing it. You should outsource it so you can focus on the income generating activities. So if your hourly rate, random number, is $95 an hour, if it's something that you can pay someone $10, $15, $20 an hour to do, you should not be doing it. So that was one of the biggest lessons I had to learn, because at first I was like, I want to do everything because like no one did it the way I did it, but you have to learn how to trust. So the cash flow quadrant is a really important thing to understand in business. So EV, S, and I. So E is employee, meaning you work for someone else. S is self-employed or small business owner, meaning you own a job. So you have to show up and do that job or you do not make money. And then B is big business owner, where you have people that work for you. So even if you're not physically doing the work, your business is still making money. And I is investor, which is self-explanatory. So that's a really big thing to learn as a business owner. So if you start with the end goal in mind, you can set up your business as a system so it operates like a well-oiled machine. Another really good book is E-Myth. It's very similar to the Robert Kiyosaki book, but it talks about setting your business up as a franchise. And even if you don't plan to franchise it or sell it, it's setting it up so it operates without you, because we don't want to be tied to our business. We want to run our business and not allow our business to run us.
Awesome. So you decided, you went in, you did the remote business, and how did you land on sales funnels? How did that become your main source of business? And tell us that path.
So when I decided to work remotely, I discovered ClickFunnels, and I started out as a client, and I'm like, this company is amazing. Like, it's revolutionizing business because it allows small businesses to automate their system. And so I just became obsessed with it, and I actually applied to work for them so I can learn the platform in and out. They have really extensive training, so I wanted to learn from them. I didn't want to learn from someone else. So I worked for them for a year. I had access to all of their courses. I learned the platform, the system, everything, and then I just did my own thing.
And then, so tell us the most intriguing thing about, sales funnels, about that being your business, and then something that, I don't want to call it a roadblock, but a con or roadblock or something about running a sales funnel business.
So I wouldn't consider what I do a sales funnel business. I build sales funnels for small businesses. I help them come up with a system or a strategy.
Okay.
So a lot of people have a misconception that sales funnels, it has to be an online program. It doesn't have to be. A brick and mortar business can have a sales funnel. So painting a picture, if you are promoting something, let's say this coffee shop. So they have a special coffee, like matcha tea is going to be our special. So if you go to our landing page, you can receive 50% off of all of the matcha teas for the month of January. And so in order to receive this promotion, you have to enter your email address. When you enter your email address, it then puts you in their email train. So it'll continue to send you emails each month where there's a special. So now if you were like not even thinking about this business and you get an email like, oh, they have a special and I like matcha tea, now you're going to come in, but you fully automate that system, set it up for the whole entire year, have your special set up one time for the whole year, and you don't have to worry about it. Now you have a consistent flow of customers coming in throughout the year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I'm glad you cleared that up.
So that's just an example of how a sales funnel can work for a brick and mortar business. Now, if you have an online business, I mean, it's the same concept. Say I was selling an online course on how to use ClickFunnels. I would say, want to learn how to use ClickFunnels? And you say yes, and I say, okay, here's 10 things you need to know. In order to get this free PDF, you have to enter your email address. So even if they're not ready to buy right then and there, it puts them in an email chain that sends them emails automatically. And so you don't have to sit there and send emails. You don't have to worry about the follow-up, because the great thing about ClickFunnels or any CRM is it should automate the process where if they open the email and they click the link, it'll put them in one bucket, and if they don't, it'll put them in another bucket. So now you know, okay, well, they're not opening the email, so let me change the subject line and say, haven't heard from you in a while. Did you catch that last email? I have an extra special gift for you, or something of the sort. So it automates that process so you don't have to do it. So that's the beauty in it. So if you were trying to send out 100 emails a day, that's going to get exhausting. But with this system, you can now send out 1,000 emails a day, or 2,000, or 5,000, and just really scale it from there.
Awesome. One more question about you professionally, and then we'll dive in and get some questions from the audience.
Yeah.
So I know, just knowing you for about a year now, I know your newest project, Masterminds, is something that you're just. I wanted to give you a couple minutes to talk about what Masterminds is and into that. I'm intrigued myself to learn more about it.
Yeah, so I facilitated my first mastermind recently. Super excited about it. So
Congrats.
so a mastermind is basically a alliance, a peer-to-peer mentoring. So it's not just like a group coaching situation. It's where you get a really solid group of people together that will feed off of each other's energy, offer brainstorming, offer support, and accountability for each other. So I'm really excited about it. The last mastermind I did, most of the people wanted to create online programs, and one of the guys made his ROI within like the first 2 weeks of just putting a program out there. So it's a really powerful tool if you join the right mastermind. It should be a small group. I think mastermind should be like under 10 people. And so if you find one that's like 50 or 100 people, it's not a real mastermind. But I first heard of it from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. If that's not a book you've read, I highly recommend it. But he says there's power in a mastermind. If you really want to be successful and take your life to the next level or your business to the next level, you have to join forces with other smart, driven people.
Now with masterminds, Niajae, does it just have to be in a certain industry, or could it cross over into different industries, like engineering, technology, HR?
Yeah. I think any industry, and you have some that are very specific. Like there are a lot of like network marketing masterminds or personal trainer masterminds or gym owner masterminds. But there's some that focus on level of income. So Tony Robbins, for example, he's part of a mastermind that you have to have generated more than $10 million, and they actually verify this. So really just finding one that's at the level that you're at.
Fantastic. So I didn't lie. I still have a lot more questions, but want to get you guys involved. Be sales funnels, marketing. This lady's got a plethora of knowledge. So
Social media,
absolutely.
video.
I think I saw a gentleman in the back here.
Yeah, if you started your business, what is the things that you learned that you wish you had known at the start of beginning of the business?
Systems. Hands down, the most important thing is systems. If I would have read the book Choose to Be Rich and or E-Myth and set my business up with a system from the beginning, it would have changed the whole entire thing. So when I discovered systems and really buckled down to implement it into my business, I had to retrain my staff because they fully depended on me. And they weren't self-sufficient. Like, if I'm not here, what would you do? And I had to retrain my customers because I would go out of town and they wouldn't pay. And they're like, well, you weren't at the front. And I'm like, but you still have to pay. And it wasn't them trying to be like malicious. It's like, well, I don't know this person in the front, so I don't want to pay them. But I'm like, no. So retraining them, I was the face of the business, and I had to let them know, like, the business stands by itself. And if I'm not here, these are still the processes that need to happen. But if you go in with that system solid, you don't have to go back and fix things.
What is that book again, Niajae, that you...
So the two that I recommend, Robert Kiyosaki, it's Choose to Be Rich. It comes in audio version. I prefer audiobooks. And then the other one is E-Myth. So they say very similar things, just in a different way. So, you know, everyone, like left brain, right brain, so whichever one, but I would read them both.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Don't be shy.
Yes.
What are some examples of funnels that are good for businesses to use? I've heard of some businesses create like just a bunch of funnels, you know, all for different things.
Yeah, so my time spent with ClickFunnels, the most successful companies that I've seen that were making like $100,000 a month and like verified. So there's a lot of fluff online where people are saying, oh, I make $30,000 a month, and it's fluff. But I actually seen some companies that are generating like $100,000 a month, and they had tons of funnels. So what you want to do is create different funnels with different offers, different lead magnets. So a lead magnet is something that you give away free in exchange for their email address. So they would try different lead magnets. It could be a free ebook, it could be a PDF, it could be a free web series, it can be a master class or a webinar, and creating different offers because it's going to attract different people, and then testing. So what they typically do is you can do a split test or create multiple funnels, drive traffic to all of them, and then when you see which one is working, dump all your advertising money into the one that's actually converting. So trying different copy, trying different photos, trying different positions on like the buttons, and trying different color schemes, and just keep dishing out the funnels, and when you find one that works, just really go hard with that one.
I got you back there, lady in red hair.
Oh, okay.
Had her hand.
If you don't have an online presence now, what would be like the most important computer skills would you say would be to learn, or different, I don't know, just different skills would you suggest?
Can you clarify? What do you mean?
Well, okay, I'm a massage therapist now, and so I really don't have much of an online presence. Someday I would like to have a business of my own, but I need to get new computer skills because I went to college a long time ago. And so what would you say would be the most valuable things for somebody who has their own online business to know?
I would honestly, I mean, a business like that, I would say either outsource or just works with someone like me that can teach you exactly what you need to know. But it may just be best to outsource the social media aspect of it and the funnel building aspect of it, because there's so much more that you can focus on as far as your business goes, instead of trying to learn how to build funnels. You know, I don't know that personally it's worth it to learn how to build funnels when you're trying to build a business, because it is time consuming. It's a lot of information to consume, and if your time could be spent better elsewhere, then that's where I say, like, if you can outsource it or delegate it, that would be something that I would recommend. Yeah, but understanding how it works, so at least if you hire someone, you can still know what they're doing. Yeah.
Gentleman in the back, you had your hand?
Yeah, I'm wanting to know if any business you make revenue of some sort. What is do you have any recommendations for places or softwares to use to help with managing your budget or funding? That sort of thing?
Budget and funding. I don't. I know that, I mean, obviously I'm very biased to ClickFunnels, but it does track sales, and it does allow you to see what customers are spending, who's spending the most money. Like, it literally tells you like how many purchases they've made, how much money over time they spent, and stuff like that. So finding a platform that just really gives you the information that you need to know, because like maybe you have top spenders in your business, and so maybe you need to send them like special like promotions or something, because you know these are the people that spend the most money in your business. I don't know if that answers your question.
Kind of. I just for budgeting. If someone's like wanting to do a business but they're bad with money, you know, just what would be recommended software or advice to give?
I mean, if you're bad with budgeting, maybe, well, I don't have a recommendation for budgeting.
On HubSpot.
HubSpot?
And they have free. You know, there's tons of stuff on HubSpot for you.
Gentleman here.
Hi.
I have a custom software business, and my question to you is, from your experience, what are some of the CRMs that you recommend, or a suite of products, right? The CRM, the email marketing part, all those different things. And the second part of that question would be, is ClickFunnels a CRM system?
Yes.
Or
So I was going to say ClickFunnels.
I'm
biased. Other than ClickFunnels,
it doesn't need to be one product that does everything. It could be a suite. But what?
so I know that maybe MailChimp is one that's really popular. Aweber is another one that's really popular. What else? I feel like those are the two main ones that
That's
people
for
use.
the email part, right?
Mhm.
But what about that's the CRM? Are there other CRMs that you recommend?
I don't know one that's just by itself, because if I was to recommend someone, I would recommend something that does kind of it all together. So I know Infusionsoft has its own CRM and ClickFunnels has its own CRM, but just one standalone one, yeah. I would do something that all combines together. It just makes life easier, you know, if you can get it all in one place.
And it integrates, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I'll jump back into it a little bit, but we definitely want more questions here. So, and maybe you answered this before, but brand new business owner, really limited budget. What can you do for a sales funnel? What do you recommend for someone that, you know, they're just starting out and they want to build it?
So I will tell you guys a little secret. So ClickFunnels has 2 different price points, but there is an extra one that they don't tell you about that's $19 a month. So it starts at $97 on the website, but there's a $19 package called a Share Funnel package. And if you know someone that can create a funnel in their account and share it with you, with that Share Funnel account, you can get access to that funnel for $19. Because one of the things I always hear is like, I'm not ready to pay $97 a month, but there is a Share Funnel package for $19. But you have to have someone build it for you, and then they share the link with you, and so you only have access to that one funnel, but it's a great place to start.
Okay. Good. So if someone's starting a business and they haven't done anything, what would you recommend their first marketing step be? So they're all ready to go out, they've got their house in order and ready to start trying to get clients. What marketing strategy would you say is the first thing they would want to start doing?
First thing I would say is know who you're marketing to, your target audience. One of the biggest things that my clients struggle with is who their target audience is, because there's people we want to sell to, and then it's kind of different of like who may want or need our service. So getting really clear of who your target audience is, because that's going to determine how you set your funnel up or where you're advertising. Like where is your target audience hanging out? You know, are they on Facebook? Are they on Snapchat? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Pinterest? So knowing that information will help you figure out what you need to do, and then offering some type of value to them for free first, just to, not necessarily for free, but offering something like either a coupon, like some type of value lead magnet to get their email address. And a lot of people, so it's really popular right now to create like a Facebook group. Like this is huge. Facebook groups. But Facebook changes their algorithm. And if you spend all your time and energy building a Facebook group and then Facebook decides like, well, we're not showing your stuff to your Facebook group anymore, you're out of luck. So you want to try to capture people's email addresses. And if Facebook decides they want to put you in Facebook jail and your business is all on Facebook, then what are you going to do? So you want to make sure you have people's email addresses. So if anything goes wrong with Facebook, you have their email address to still connect with your clients.
Good point. I know LinkedIn is starting to do some different stuff, but so taking it off Facebook, and I know for professional social media, LinkedIn is one of the top things. Any suggestions from LinkedIn, what you can do?
So they just started with hashtags. I think hashtags are great. I think that LinkedIn has a more reasonable like advertising right now because Facebook's so popular. You can advertise for cheaper on LinkedIn right now, but you have to ask yourself, is my target audience on LinkedIn? So for me, I have purple hair. LinkedIn's a little more reserved. So my target audience may not be on LinkedIn. So I really think it's just figuring out where your target audience is and going there. So if you have an older demographic, then you want to go somewhere that they hang out. If you have a younger demographic, you want to go where they hang out. So really just knowing your target audience.
Anybody out in the audience? Questions?
I'm curious about your time at ClickFunnels, like how you got that job and what you did actually.
So ClickFunnels is a very innovative company. I didn't have a resume because I was I had my own business, and I basically sent them a video and said, hey, I'm pretty awesome, you should hire me. And they did, so that kind of was how that went. But there's a link, they're always looking for people, always. And the training is pretty extensive. It's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 4 weeks. So it's 40 hours for a full month, 40 hours a week for a full month. And I think the only requirement is they wanted to know that you can build a funnel. So they may ask to see like a funnel you've built or something of the sort, but I was already a client. I already had funnels, so I guess that's why it was easier for me. But if you've never used the platform, then it may be a little more challenging. Yeah, but I do coach people on how to use it. So I have people that are just like, I don't know how to work this. Can you just teach me how to do it? And so I do that as well if you did want to learn the platform.
And did you work, like, did they have an office or?
Oh no, it's remote. Yeah, it works from home.
That's awesome.
It's fully remote. So yeah, I'd be up at my pool and just helping people.
Is that Russell Brunson?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to Miami. He's one of the speakers at the event in Miami in a couple weeks.
10XCon?
Yeah.
I'll be there.
What
Yeah.
section?
Oh, I don't even know. Not one of the VIP ones.
Maybe
One of the
I'll
ones
see
in
you.
the back somewhere, you know, whatever. I'm going more for the networking, so yeah.
So I have a question. It's going to be a little different twist. So I admit it's a little bit selfish because my background being in HR and talent acquisition. So I've got a company. I know I've been asking you questions about new startup companies. Now I've got a company that's probably 5 years old, over $1 million revenue. They're starting to scale. How do they, and they're getting projects in. Their problem is that they don't have enough human capital to fulfill on the projects. Can you use sales funnels in a different avenue as far as branding your company to the outside for hiring, for talent acquisition?
So the hiring process, as far as like people submitting resumes or interviews or like asking questions, like
Yeah,
forms and
let
stuff
me
like that.
let me clarify. I kind of wasn't sure how to ask it, so I kind of took the long way around. So, in marketing, you're branding yourself to your specific niche client that you mentioned. So, from a talent acquisition standpoint, you know, I'm looking to hire. I own an IT software company. I'm looking to hire specialized software engineers. I want to start branding my organization out there to those talent pools, letting them know that we're growing, we're looking to hire. Can you use sales funnels in that, specific to that?
You can get the information out there, you can capture their information, you can set up forms and stuff like that. So you can, like, take them through a step-by-step process. So say, like, the hiring process is a 3-step process. Like, maybe you need to capture a certain amount of information from them. So instead of them presenting, like, a PDF document of their resume, maybe you want to have them fill out certain questions, and it sends the questions directly to you or whoever reviews them. And then the next step in the process is for them to, like, you can set up that step-by-step process to make it less, because you'll know, I guess, if like these people even qualify. So like if they answer a certain question a certain way, maybe you put them in a different pile, and the people who answer like the right way, you put them in another pile, so it weeds out some people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, LinkedIn's doing something like that. I mean, it's very expensive. Where, say, I'm hiring enterprise level salespeople. I might put out a marketing landing page, marketing my organization. And then what happens is anybody that hits those demographic or whatever criteria, it's going into their feed and they're seeing, oh, XYZ company, we're doing exciting things, we're hiring sales engineers. And then there's a place to learn more, click, and it takes you to a landing page and that. But I mean, that I was just wondering if there's like an inexpensive way of doing it.
No, I mean, I feel like if someone already has it set, then I would just go with them instead of trying to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, if their purpose is specifically that, I would just do that. Honestly. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Before I ask my last final question, and thank you for your time here this evening.
Of course.
Appreciate it. Anybody else have anything you want to know?
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Niajae. Hey, Niajae. We had talked before, and we had talked about a very interesting idea you had for me was to do a ClickFunnels where basically you give away a course, and it's spread over several days. So you might have a 3-part course where you're teaching. And I really like that, but I'm not the greatest course writer to put content together to actually deliver. Do you also handle that kind of thing, finding resources for helping with those types of things?
Yeah, so that was one of the great things about my mastermind is we started from the very beginning of like, who is your target audience? What are you offering? The value you're offering? What problem are you solving? And then I walked them through the process of setting up an online course. And because, you know, mastermind is like the clients interacting with each other, like peer-to-peer, they were able to run their course ideas or run like a session through the other members in the mastermind to get feedback, because one of the members was too in his head and moving too fast, and and so just having someone to kind of bounce those ideas off of is really powerful. But yeah, ClickFunnels is amazing. Not just ClickFunnels, sales funnels in general are really amazing for online courses, and there are online courses about everything you can possibly think of. One of the most profitable, I would say, I've seen is real estate courses. People want to learn about real estate, but you do SEO. So SEO, like everyone wants to learn about SEO, and there's so many questions and misconceptions. So just clarifying what it is, how it benefits you, how you can, you know, stay on top of it would be really amazing. And I think a lot of people would jump on that. So I've seen courses for like moms, like how to deal with stress as a first-time mom. Like literally every single market or niche that you have, you can create some type of information product, because we live in a society where people want things fast. Like, yes, you can Google and sort through all this stuff to find the information, but if someone has a course that has everything you want to know in one box with a pretty little bow on it, you'll want to save that time and just buy that course. So there's so much room to offer courses on so many different things. So, did I answer your question?
Yes.
But yes, I do help people put online courses together.
Gentleman right here.
Part of my remit in my current job is to build up our sales funnel using social media. It's been underutilized in the past. What experience or what advice would you have to do that across all the different platforms?
So social media it's very interesting. I've seen people do so many different types of things. What type of business is it?
So it's a health insurance company.
Health insurance?
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of experience with health insurance per se, but I think really targeting, like with Facebook, you can target a specific group and just really posting different ads to kind of capture them and offering some type of advice and knowing like when to target them. So like for example, January, you see a lot of like gyms and personal trainers because everyone says they want to get fit around January. So really just, again, knowing your target audience, knowing when to post, knowing where they are. So are they in groups? Are they doing like challenges? Are they, because like challenges are a really big thing right now. Mm-hmm. And doing whatever it is that they're doing, like putting your ad in front of wherever they are. So you can do like videos, like Facebook has Watch now, and the algorithms favor that because they want to compete with YouTube. So really just staying on top of that and putting something in front of your target audience. So if you know videos are popular, can you do a little quick 10-second, 30-second video because the algorithms favor it kind of thing? Does that answer your question? Yeah.
All right, we're down to our, one more chance. Okay. All right, we're down to our final question. So, one piece of advice, you know, looking back at your journey from when you started, what's the one piece of advice you would give to somebody that's about to embark in the journey that you've taken?
don't believe the fluff. Don't believe the fluff. There's so many people out there, like social media right now has created this, like, people have this conception that they can create a sales funnel, put $10 a day worth of Facebook ads in it, and they're going to make $30,000 or $50,000 a month. It's not that easy. It's really not that easy. Not saying it's not possible, but $10 a day is not going to make it happen. Like $10 a day for 2 weeks, or if you copy Russell Brunson's funnel, you're going to make all this money. It's not that easy. You have to test. You have to know your target audience, because if you have the best sales funnel and the best advertising and you're not targeting the right people, it's not going to make a difference. So you have to know your target audience, know exactly the problem you're solving, and go where they're hanging out, and you have to continue to test and test and test. So if you do embark on that journey, creating sales funnels for you or for someone else, know that your very first funnel is not going to make you $1 million. So Russell Brunson right now has the one funnel away challenge. Challenges are really popular right now, but it's one funnel away because he says, like, you create 10, 20, 30 funnels and then one just takes off and makes that money, but it's not going to be, and you know what, I shouldn't say it's not going to be. Chances are it will not be your very first funnel. You have to continue to test. You have to change your copy. You have to change your photos. You have to change your color scheme, change around where your button is, change your call to action to see what resonates with your target audience. And then when you do find that one that's converting, just pump a whole bunch of advertising money in it to scale it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our show. Help give me some appreciation for Niajae Wallace. All right. Good stuff. So Niajae and myself will be around for the next half hour or so. Feel free to, they're still serving at the bar, and for some networking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm on social media. Feel free to add me. I'm on Facebook. I do motivational videos almost every day. I have a bunch of business cards. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, freaking LinkedIn. I'm on everything. So feel free to add me, follow me, all that good stuff.
She's not hiding.